Hi, so we're continuing our learning of Mishnah Shabbat. We're in chapter 6. We're talking about the carrying of different things, different burdens, different adornments, clothing, different categories of things that one would carry either within the public domain or from one domain to another. What's prohibited on a Torah level, what's forbidden or prohibited on a rabbinic level. So we're up to Mishnah Bet of chapter 6. Lo yetzeh ha'ish b'sandal ha'mesumar v'lo v'yachid bizman she'ein beraglo makah. So a man may not go out with a hobnailed sandal, nor with a single one when there is no wound. Okay, so let's explain that. So a hobnailed sandal, the Gemara, the Talmud talks about, this is a specific sandal where the nails in it make a sound on the bottom, the nails that bind it together. And there was this tragedy that occurred where this kind of caused a confusion hearing people with this sound, and it led to people dying. So either as the memory of this tragedy causes sadness, or so nothing like this should happen again, this is forbidden for Jews to wear this specific type of sandal on Shabbat. And that's because of a specific event. And not a single one when there's no wound on his foot. This has to do with any kind of sandal or shoe. If you wear a single one, and the other foot is just bare, and people don't know it, it's not because of a clear injury or something like that, then people will either think maybe you're holding on to the other one and carrying it in a way that's not permitted on Shabbat, or maybe someone will become embarrassed and remove the one sandal they're wearing or shoe and take it off and carry it. But if there's clearly a wound on the foot, if you have one foot with a shoe and one foot you have bandaged up, then it's no problem, because then people clearly know, and people are not going to person's not going to become uncomfortable or embarrassed and need to carry that one shoe, because it's very clear to everyone they're doing it because of an injury. Going on, velo vitfilin. So, and they shouldn't go out with tefillin. A man shouldn't go out with wearing tefillin. So this is interesting. So according to the opinion that we follow, we don't wear tefillin on Shabbat at all. So clearly you wouldn't wear it out into the public domain or between domains, and certainly that would be a problem. This has to be in accordance with the opinion that we don't hold like, which is that the opinion that says that you do wear tefillin on Shabbat. And the issue here is that if you take it off, maybe you take it off to relieve yourself because you can't go to the bathroom wearing tefillin, and then you end up carrying it. So then it's like some other issue. But certainly according to the opinion that we follow, like that we don't wear tefillin at all on Shabbat, it's obvious why it would be forbidden and wouldn't need to be stated. So this must be referring to that other opinion. V'lo v'kamea bizman she'eno min hamumche. And not with an amulet when it's not made, an amulet that's made by an expert. So if it's an expert amulet maker and there's evidence, or at least accepted, believed that their amulets are effective, then it's not a burden, and it's worn as an adornment that you want on. You're not going to take it off. If you think it has necessary therapeutic qualities, you won't take it off. But if it's not by someone who's proven in their profession of making amulets, then you might come to take it off, because you don't need to rely on it for its therapeutic qualities, and then there would be a problem of carrying it. Moving on, v'lo v'shiryon, v'lo v'kasda, v'lo v'magafayim. So, nor will someone go out with a coat of mail, or with a helmet, or with greaves with like leg armor. So these are all forms of armor. So we know that we don't go out to battle on Shabbat unless it's dire circumstances, unless there's a imminent danger, life is at stake. Otherwise, we wouldn't go out proactively or initially to a battle. And therefore, these things, there's an issue of marat ayin, of something that looks like someone is doing a violation, even if they're, so you wouldn't even wear these things in the privacy of your home, because marat ayin applies equally whether publicly or privately, that we have to refrain from these things that appear to be a violation. So those things wouldn't be worn at all, unless of course someone had to go to battle and there was imminent danger. V'im yatsa eno chayav chatat. But if he went out, he is not liable for a sin offering. In all of those cases that we just said in this Mishnah, those things are only rabbinically forbidden. They're not considered a burden. They're not carrying a burden in the sense that something would need to constitute carrying a burden to be forbidden from a Torah level. So the rabbis are saying that these things that we just listed, they're forbidden for all of these different reasons, but those are all rabbinic reasons. So a lesser level of prohibition there. Moving on, Mishnah 3, Gimel. Lo tetzeh isha b'machat hanekuva v'lo b'tabat sheyesh alea chotam. A woman may not go out with a needle that has an eye, nor with a signet ring. So these things, we're going to see in a second, these things are considered a burden. So this is a needle used for sewing. That's clearly a malacha, a prohibited activity on Shabbat, sewing. And if you're carrying it in a usual manner, then that would be forbidden on a Torah level. With a signet ring, so this is not something that's necessarily an adornment for her. It has like a functional use. It's used for a specific purpose that's a malacha purpose and therefore problematic. Velo v'chuyar, velo v'chovelet, velo v'tzlochit shel pulyaton. She also may not go out with this specific swirled-shaped head ring, nor with a spice bundle, nor with a perfume flask. So these things are not typically worn. So one of the head thing, I guess, is for some reason is not considered an adornment. So whether it be that most women never wear this type of thing, or it has like some kind of functional purpose that's not about adorning oneself, but about like fastening something or some other reason. So that's forbidden. And then the spice bundle and the perfume flask has to do with covering body odor. So also would be considered a burden perhaps, but we're going to see in a second, maybe not, because we say then, V'im yatzta chayevet chatat divrei Rabbi Meir. So if she did go out with any of those things listed in this Mishnah, she would be obligated in a sin offering, meaning it was a Torah violation. This is just in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Meir, though. So he does think that these things are burdens; they're not adornments. V'chachamim potrin v'chovelet uvitz lochit shel pulyaton. But the sages exempt her, meaning it's a rabbinic violation. It's not a Torah level violation, so she wouldn't be chayevet chatat, obligated in a sin offering. The sages exempt her in the case of a spice bundle or a perfume flask, for the chovelet or the vitzlochit shel pulyaton. In the case of those things, the sages, which is the opinion that we hold by, believes that those are adornments and not burdens, and therefore a rabbinic level violation, not a Torah level violation. Okay, good. So that's the end of Mishnah Gimel. We'll continue with Daled next week. All the best. Have a great week. Wishing everyone coming up in 2 days good Shabbat Shalom, and be well. Bye.